The Bible isn't just a book of random stories. It's 66 different books that come together to tell one story. An incredible one. About God's love for us. And now for an amazing story.
Inspired by the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 18.
The Bible is full of words of wisdom that encourage us to love God, love others, and love life. Jesus used to tell stories to help people understand how God's truth played out in their lives. That's what stories can do for you. Now, the book of Proverbs does not beat around the bush. It is full of short sayings that paint sharp word stories, like this one in chapter 12. The words of thoughtless people cut like a sword, but the tongue of wise people brings healing. Let's see how this truth might play out in someone's life today. Mariah had been a horticulturalist with an important research firm for over 20 years.
A horticulturalist is someone who studies the art and science of growing plants. Didn't you know that?
But when Mariah moved to the small town of Oswego to take care of her mother, she reluctantly took a job at the local flower shop, the Bloom Room. The young lady who owned the shop, Grace, had a word of advice for her.
People want the right bloom to make someone happy.
Wow, people are confusing. But I know exactly what to expect from flowers.
So you know this flower.
Grace pointed to a potted rose bush with tiny, deep purple blooms.
A rose vinia, of course.
That's right. It flourishes in the presence of kindness.
And withers when presented with adverse situations. I told you I know everything about plants.
Grace headed for the door to run an errand.
Then I'm sure you'll do great.
Mariah's first client of the day, Wanda Shank, walked in. She wore a long flowing skirt and her red hair streaked with gray hung down past her waist.
My daughter's birthday is tomorrow. I need something colorful for her party.
I recommend a bouquet of helianthias.
Helia what?
Sunflowers, of course. How old is your daughter?
She's turning 5.
5? But aren't you old enough to be her grandmother?
Excuse me?
I'm sure you'd look younger with a haircut. After all, plants always look better when they're pruned.
Wanda stared at her, mouth open.
I don't know what to say.
Well, we'll have the helianthias ready for you in an hour.
Actually, I'm going to Clarksville to buy my flowers from now on.
Wanda stalked out, hair swishing behind her. Mariah shook her head.
Wait, what happened?
Mariah looked up, expecting another client, but it was Grace.
You told Wanda she needs a haircut?
I was just being honest.
And I honestly don't want you losing clients. Perhaps you've heard this proverb. The words of thoughtless people cut like swords, but the tongue of wise people brings healing.
They both glanced at the rose venia. Its leaves drooped so much they nearly dragged in the dirt.
Oh dear. I made it wilt with what I said, didn't I?
Indeed.
I'll do better, I promise.
I'll be in the back. Please don't lose any more customers.
She slipped through the swinging door and Mariah sighed and looked at the sad little rose bush.
Psst. Hey, you've got really lovely blooms.
The plant immediately perked up and a rosebud popped open. Mariah snapped to attention as a young man with a serious face and a crooked nose walked in the door.
Hi, I need some roses.
I can help with that.
The young man pulled out his phone.
See, there's this girl, Nellie.
And showed Mariah a picture of a young girl smiling and laughing with a cute pixie haircut.
I really want some flowers that show her how I feel.
Mariah blinked with surprise.
Her? That kind of girl isn't usually interested in your, genus.
Jared frowned.
What's that mean?
Well, type. I mean, she is extremely good looking and you are simply average.
Jared's face fell. He felt like Mariah had punched him in the gut. And so did the little rose bush.
Oh dear, I did it again.
Yeah, you're probably right. It was a terrible idea. Nellie would never see anything in a loser like me.
Jared turned to go, but Mariah quickly found her voice.
No, wait.
Jared stopped, surprised.
I'm sorry. That was terrible, horrible thing for me to say. Sometimes I forget and treat people like plants. I think Nellie will be thrilled to get flowers from you.
Really?
And I'd like to give you these yellow hesperheads on the house.
Yellow what?
Roses.
Oh, well, thank you.
Jared finally gave a half smile, and after he left with his yellow roses, Grace came from the back with a bucket of daffodils.
Seems you found the right blooms for Jared.
I'll pay for them.
The yellow roses.
The Rose Vienna looks happy.
They both turned to the tiny potted rose, now bright and perky again.
Yes, she does.
Mariah smiled. It would take patience to keep her words from cutting like swords, but she was finally learning how important it was to control what she said.